really a secret that there are sometimes inequities within STEM, gender inequities specifically. And so I was wondering if you had an experience with that where you felt disadvantaged because of your gender. And even if you didn't, do you have any advice for young girls who might be reserved or concerned about going into a STEM field because of these gender inequities?
Yeah. Well, I definitely have some experiences I can share, and it's no secret, like you said, that there are some inequities. I think as part of my Women in Science at Emory group, we were reviewing some Chronicle of Higher Education data the other day that shows some of the systematic salary differences in men and women at the same academic position, and that irks me a bit always, because you would expect maybe higher education to be a bit better about that. I don't know. I thought it'd be ahead of the corporate world or something like that. But those differences exist at these two very different environments. I think, like many women, I've experienced some things that can typically plague women in research groups or collaborative big groups. I've definitely had moments in my past working with research groups where I feel like I haven't been heard, or somebody repeated something I just said, or not getting the credit for research I kind of did. And I think currently today, something that I've faced a little bit, and that a lot of women face, is that because women make up, it's dependent on the field, but the minority share of the population in higher education and STEM, sometimes we're asked to do a bit more than our male colleagues, serve on more committees, be unofficial sort of guidance counselors to students. I guess, so all of that, I think I struggle with. I definitely, I could really go on about this question. I think from a teaching specific standpoint, if anybody's really interested in teaching at the college level, I think sometimes students treat me differently because of my gender. I think I am very empathetic, but I think there's an expectation that I'm going to be, and sometimes I feel like that might be a little unfair. Students ask things of me that I doubt they would ask of their male professors. My advice, though, that was all a bit of a downer, is to not be discouraged at all. I mean, you can be a little discouraged. It's natural to be discouraged, but maybe don't give up, because some, I think, bad advice I was given young, starting sort of my, starting grad school and starting my sort of career path in academia, was that I should adapt to the environment. Was that, if you feel like you're not being heard, you need to speak louder, you need to shut someone down who just said the same thing you said, and stuff like that. And that's not terrible advice, but I didn't like that advice that much, because everybody wants to be sort of their authentic selves. I don't want to have to ever raise my voice, and things like that. But it's now clear to me that the environment is actually changing. So instead of just being asked to adapt to the environment is adapting a little bit to us. It's a little slow. It's happening at a bit of a snail's pace, but as the field in general becomes more welcoming, and people with more sort of diverse perspectives and ways of speaking enter the group, right? I think the environment is on whole becoming a more welcoming place. So I'm hopeful that in X number of years or so, everything will be perfect.
I think it's good that, and I agree that maybe it's not happening at the pace that we would want it to happen, but things are certainly changing. I mean, if you look back even 25 years, how far we've come and how far gender equity has come in that time is really great. So I agree that it's changing, but just, it could be a little bit faster.